as quickly as possible, please, because any shots on my roof from that close will go through. Couldn't put too much armor there just to save on weight. And there is a panther getting real close now. No, that's a king tiger. That's even scarier. Damn, I really thought that was a panther. But evidently we've got bigger fish to fry. Never mind. The fish has been fried. Hello everyone and welcome back to Sprocket. Today we're going to be building a big boy today. Previously I tried to build a heavy tank and I did not go crazy ridiculous. I tried to keep things within the realms of feasibility. This time we're just going to go crazy. I'm just going to put like a 150mm gun on. It's going to be huge. Loads of armor everywhere. Just a generally large tank. Think Type 5 heavy, Type 4 heavy for the kind of scale I'm thinking of here. Maybe the mouse as well probably fits into that category. But we'll see where we end up. So I'll see you in a moment. Hello, post-commentary Will here, and here we have the designing process of the weirdest tank I think I've built so far. It ends up being about 100 tons, obviously, because that's the weight limit that you need to comply to for this mission. But yeah, a couple of tricks from older vehicles I used in this one, and a couple of new tricks as well that I don't think I've shown off in these videos before. I just wanted like the narrower engine deck that I used on the previous design on this one. And so that was obviously the first thing I really went to when designing the hull. And then we obviously had this huge central area for which to place a turret. I kind of wanted a circular turret ring, like armored piece, but that's just not an option in this game, which is a bit of a shame. And then realized the back looked a bit flat, so I threw on some extra external fuel tanks just to, you know, make that a little bit less pronounced as just a fake area of tracks. Played around with a few suspension modes as well, but ultimately I went back to the classic torsion beam suspension just because it was easier to make it work properly. I was struggling to get it high enough here, and then I remembered that suspension rest angle is a thing, which I do eventually pick up on, don't worry. And yeah, in terms of just decorating this tank, it was just kind of finding places to put all of the parts, just because there's so much in the way of a canvas to work with when you're building a tank that is this huge, that you've got to fill it, or it just feels really empty. And yeah, playing around with a couple of different mantlets and turret shapes as well. I just found that so many of these turret shapes and mantlets just made it look German. I didn't really want it to look German. I don't think the Germans would build a super heavy tank in this style. This is a lot more like the Type 4 and Type 5, as it turned out. And you may question a couple of the choices here, especially one that's coming up, which is I placed one of the railing antennas around the top of the roof, but I wanted it, instead of being an antenna, I wanted it to actually be railing, if you know what I mean, to help people climb up onto the turret, and also to act as like a machine gun mount was what I was thinking, because this tank is so huge that you could probably just lay on the turret if you got into a pickle and use it as well, not cover, but, you know, a vantage point from which to hold a machine gun. So, yeah, it is one of those thoughts that I had. And then this, I couldn't find a piece that fit, so I kind of had to jank it together, which is a little bit ugly, but such is life with a slightly limited selection of parts. But, you know, it's fine. It's not too noticeable when you're using it in combat, so I'm fairly happy with it. And in the end, I settled on a 150mm gun. It's not quite the same as it started, and the armor values also aren't quite as the same as they started, but I had to do that to really be able to finish the mission, because believe it or not, fighting like 1v12 because my tank weighs 100 tons is certainly something that's quite difficult. I also think that AI just gets more in the way of weight limit, just as like an artificial difficulty kind of thing, which is fine. We get there in the end, but yeah, you'll see that now. Hello, welcome back, and enjoy this sight of what is frankly, quite a large boy. It weighs 99 tons, 99.5 tons. I would have put more on it, frankly, but, well, there is a weight limit of 100 tons. There's only going to be one of me. The front plate is 200 millimeters thick on both the hull and the turret. The ring is a weak spot. Actually, I could probably lower the turret just a little bit. That is a little bit high above the little plating piece here. And I obviously, with such a big weak spot there, I want to minimize that as much as possible. Side armor, plenty. We're rocking like 120 millimeters on the sides as well. You can angle this tank quite a lot. Rear armor is poor, only about 80 millimeters and 70. No, still 80 on the turret. And the roof is also fairly poor, only 40 millimeters, but hopefully that's not getting shot at. In terms of firepower, we have a pretty significant gun. We've got a 150 millimeter caliber shell firing at a reasonable muzzle velocity, 180-ish millimeters of penetration, which hopefully should be enough to get through quite a few targets. It's not the most penetration you've ever seen, but I didn't really want this tank to be good at everything, so I gave a bit of a weaker gun than I perhaps could have. As in terms of mobility, the engine is very big. I could have obviously still put a bigger one in, but I didn't want it to be too crazy fast, and we got a feck ton of gears because, well, any mobility we can scrape out of it we can. I'm probably going to have to do some tweaking of that, but we'll see how we do. Right now, I'm imagining this is going to be a failure because the simple fact of the matter is there's a lot of enemies, and if they get to my side, I'm screwed. I do have a lot of gun depression, is something of note. Let's see. Okay, that's that Panther tracked straight away. I can definitely kill that thing, and I'm probably going to focus on that just because the less guns shooting at me, the better I can do here. I'm going to angle a little bit that way. It is a little hard to aim this thing because obviously the shell kind of... the explosion of my gunpowder, it's quite big. And I am struggling to get the shots on point. But I'm sure we'll get to grips with aiming with it. I am slightly concerned about the shots coming from that way. Obviously, he's over there. There's another one there. We'll try on him. That's nowhere near where I aimed. I think either because I was moving or just because this gun's dispersion is quite significant. Oh no, now they're coming from all the way over there. I am slightly worried about being flanked. I want to move back, but at the same time, the gun is going to be more and more accurate as they get closer. There goes one. We got another one coming over this hill here, so I'm going to try and hold down my lower plate, which is a little bit weaker, and take out these guys over here so I can focus on the tanks in front. That should be a killing shot on him, I hope. No, it's gone over. Okay, so closer than that. There's another one there. I am starting to back off now because this is getting a little bit too close for comfort, even if I do like these close ranges. Got to remember, the gun is very far to the right of the aiming reticle because this gun isn't centralized on the turret by any stretch of the imagination. This guy is not allowed to flank us. We don't have the greatest turret traverse in the world, but it surely isn't bad. However, he's made the fatal mistake of stopping, which we will punish him for. The armor... definitely proving its worth right now. No one's going to argue that this thing isn't well armored. Let's just put it that way. There goes another target. Got a couple on our left here. This guy is gone, I think. Is this guy still alive? No, he's not. Ah, the shots come from a lot further away. Oh, and there goes the right track. So this is where we will make our final stand. Okay, he's gone. So there's a target over in the distance this way, which we're going to have to take out. In fact, there might be two. There's more than two. There's one all the way over there. Let's see if we can get a shot on him. A little bit high. Perhaps a little bit too far left. He looks like he's been tracked by something. Annoyingly, I can't progress forwards to see what's going on. I am just going to have to shell him from this distance. He's crested the hill, so let's change focus to him. Just going to try and angle the turret slightly. I'm not concerned that they'll go through my front plate, but, you know, you never know. There goes one. So I still have the Panther shooting at me. Ooh, one of them's just gone through. And I think it's this. Oh! Maybe we have a bit of a better chance this time. One of the things I'm impressed with, actually, is the somewhat decent mobility of this vehicle. Turret traverse included in that. And, oh, the first shot just had to be a tracking shot, didn't it? That is an absolute bummer. However, spatter down, I guess. Gonna have shots coming in from the side here. It's just, it's an awkward situation. Oh. I can't really spend time aiming because I'm getting shot at from both directions. If I turn the turret this way, I'm opening myself up to shots from the right. But then vice versa is true. You see, because there's a guy all the way over there. So we're going to try turn, kill this guy quick, and then focus back the other way. There he goes. Got to get the turret back because we are showing weaker armor here. See if we can move forward just a little bit, just in case we do need to kill anyone at range, which it's looking like we're going to have to here. Put a shot down range on him. There's another spatter gun. That looks like a Panther over there, or I don't think it's a King Tiger, but I guess it could be, potentially. We're just going to focus on the lighter targets for now, so another shot out on this guy. And I'm not sure where that went. I think it might have gone short and through the side of the hull. Couldn't turn to face it to them just because of the tracking at the start. Yeah, it is difficult. It is difficult, genuinely, to do this with a super heavy tank, because unless you've got full armor all the way around, which would really require angling, and that doesn't fit the design philosophy that I was going for with this tank, you're always going to have a weak spot, pretty much, with a 100-ton limit. So, obviously, that here is the fact that we got to turn the turret to face the enemies, and also evidently getting tracked is quite a big concern with this vehicle, but there's not a lot you can do about that. Try a shot on this one. That's way too high. I knew it would be the second I fired it, really, but there you go. I've made the mistake. I've got to sleep with it. Ah, and there goes the track again. That's such a nuisance there. That looks like a King Tiger. Not going to penetrate him. Yeah. Right. Yeah, well. Okay. We're going to have to do something here, because these are letting us down now. We don't have a huge amount of armor to play with because of the weight limit. Let's just up these by up the upper sides by 5 millimeters, and then these sponsons are increased as well. We still only have the one tank, obviously, but we're going to have to try something, because obviously our tracks keep getting destroyed, and that stops us from being able to make any kind of late game movement, which is a problem if we do get to the point of trying to finish this level, because if there's anyone behind a hill, we're then in trouble. And yeah, that was always a risk. I was just trying to get to a hold down position. Perhaps we can find one more to the right, but then I'm concerned that I'm basically opening my sides up to all of the enemies. So, over on the right again. Just so many of them is the problem, and ultimately that does provide a pretty big advantage to them. There's a hill here that we can hide our tracks behind, so hopefully we won't get tracked for a short while. That's a Panther. That was a Panther. Should I clarify? Target on the left there. Let's try to take him out. He could be a problem later on. And there we go. He's down. A Spiliot, which is one I've never seen before. Who's alive over here? He could be a problem. That's too low there. Missed shot. And obviously we're going to have tanks coming up on the left shortly, but hopefully not too soon. I think that's the dead panther. We'll just push a little bit. Okay, there we go. Target's over there. Let's try kill that one. Too high. And then the reload, obviously not quick. We do have a fair amount of ability on hills, though. The gearing seems to be fine on this one. Oh, and we bounced off there. That's a shocker there. Just doesn't like to actually put me in gear when I'm rolling downhill, which I need to do, really. Try again. There we go. That time it's gone through. And there's a panther behind that hill over there. No idea how far away. Please put me into gear. There we go. We can try a shot. No. Oh, they're really close now. Did not realize these guys were getting so close. Please don't track me, whatever you do. Okay, one's dead. We got two more, and about 20 seconds before I can take two shots. We can kill one here in 3 seconds. This one's actually running up really close, so he's probably the priority. I'm going to use the other dead tanks to hold down, just keep my tracks alive as best I can. And we should be able to soak up this guy's shots from the front, no problem, and take him out. There we go. And we still have shots coming in from both the right and in front. This target over here is probably a bigger concern. In fact, there's two of them. More little light tanks, and there goes one of them. And then we've got the panther down there, obviously, which we haven't killed yet. The other light tank has gone back behind the hills. It looks like there might be a third. That's a panther, actually. That's bounced. I think I hit the turret rather than the hull, which is very much not where I was going for. If he keeps his gun there, we should be able to go through the side of the turret, but no, he's not. We'll just wait a second and then put one through the mantlet. No, okay, can't quite go through there. I didn't know how much armor it would have, but clearly over 180, which is definitely significant. Let's take out the light tank now, just because I'm worried about him getting closer than the panther. The panther we should be able to take maybe through the front hull if we get close, but he does seem to have pretty bad turret traverse. Okay, definitely through the front hull is available on the panthers there. Oh, okay. Very long range enemy left. The panther behind the hill, I think, is still shooting at me. We'll give it a shot from range. Okay, that's a bit short. In fact, he does seem to be moving and opening up more of his hull. So if I turn, it might put me into gear here. No, it doesn't really want to do it. There we go. Oh! Okay, so I've done one upgrade to change the shell length slightly, so we have a little bit more in the way of penetration now, which should hopefully assist in just not getting those occasional bounces that we're getting. And I still haven't just pumped the gun up to be crazy powerful, in some vague hopes of keeping this somewhat realistic. Obviously that's slightly gone out the window when I started designing a tank that looks like this, but there's a good start. First tank killed. Obviously we're going to focus on these targets on our left first, as we've been doing before. I don't know where that went through, but that's annoying. Okay. Hopefully we don't get another one of those enemies getting a lucky shot. That must have been the turret ring. I can't help but think that that's the only place that it really would have gone through, considering everything there. And yeah, they just come at you from so many angles, and there's so many of them. It really is quite tough to do this just without one of them getting a lucky shot. Speaking of shots, that was shocking. So we've got to do better than that. And we're on fire. No. Okay. There's very little in the way of cover we can even take on this map. I'm going to try this small hill on my right, see if that's enough to stop any of the enemies. Taking out that panther's track. He's annoyingly sliding behind a hill, which is not where we want him to be at all, because now he's hulled down. It's really tough to aim this gun at these kind of ranges, because it doesn't have meters on the side. The panther's killed him for us, though. Very nice of you, sir. There we go. There goes a panther, at least. And straight through the front. Must have been the turret ring. Can't have been anywhere else. I'm going to have to armor that turret ring a bit more. Just that weak spot's just too big. We're going to go all the way up to 160, I think, and then we'll just have to lower the ammo count in the hull, as we've been doing so far. Just repeatedly getting that ammo count down and down. Be nice if I could get the gun to reload quicker too, but the simple nature of the tank, the 150mm gun, it's good for a one-shot, one-kill, but never going to be a quick reloading gun. It's just too large caliber for that. That was too short for that panther. Just got to keep trying to get these guys before they get close, or maybe find some cover somewhere that I can use consistently, and definitely stop tracking them. That would be useful, because the way that they can still roll forwards with the tracks into places where then I have to go to them, it means that if I get tracked myself... Oh, come on! Die! I shot you with a 150! Come on! My god! The world's luckiest little tank. That was crazy, that. That's a King Tiger if I've ever seen one. There goes a Model H. Lots of enemies coming from that way. Ah, the King Tiger. What do I do about you? Try go through the turret, I guess? But I just can't... I can't picture that working. I really can't. And now we've got tanks getting close. We're going to have to do something about them. If the King Tiger wants to keep coming towards me, he's going to be in the valley for quite a little while as he gets close. And we can deal with these slightly lighter, probably medium tanks. One by one. There goes another one. Got another tank coming over the hill here. I don't know what shot me from the right. I can't immediately see it. We're going to have to aim the gun forwards here for whatever is coming that way. That's the King Tiger there, annoyingly. And I don't know if I can go through the front of it in many places at all. I can't tell if I went low or if that just bounced. But I'm going to have to push towards him here because we need close range on our side. Maybe the lower plate here as he gives me it. That looks like it's gone through. It's not killed him, but it seems to have immobilized it. We do have a target on our right here, which we can't let live, otherwise it will take us out any second now. I don't know where that went, but it's not hit and not killed, which is annoying. Gotta worry about the King Tiger as well. I can't move too far forwards. Any shot that this guy takes could take me out. Annoyingly, there we go. He's gone. Get the turret face back to the King Tiger. Oh, there's more on the right. There goes our radio. There's a lot more on the right. There's 3 of them down there at the moment. There goes one. Just got to keep behind this dead tank from the Tiger who can't move at the moment. And we've got one below the ridge line. One over there. He's a bit further. Don't know where that shot went. Can't see it. Can't see the shell crater or whatever you'd call it. He's one of the new ones, so let's take him out. He's a bit of an easier shot. I don't know where that went again. I I feel like that would have hit. It might have bounced because of the slightly unusual angle. I don't know. I don't actually know where these shots are going now. I will admit. That one tracked him, so perhaps it just hit the track assembly rather than the tank. Okay, there we go. That's taken him out finally. And then we got one more over there before we can return our efforts to the King Tiger, hopefully. But we will have to keep an eye on the right here, because this is obviously where we got killed from before. He's just running away, and one behind us. It's really hard. This is really, really hard. I'm genuinely struggling to be able to deal with this. Just like the amount of shots that are just getting absorbed by tracks or otherwise not being able to kill their targets is getting to be a serious problem with this mission. And there goes a tracked panther again. Exact same issue as we had before and in the exact same place. And that mission went terribly for us, so yeah, it's too easy for a shot to go astray, and it's way too long to get that shot back. Okay, Super Cromwell down. Gotta worry about that panther, especially the one on the right. In fact, I might even start angling the turret hull, blooming hell, that way, just so that we can block those shots coming from him. That's the one that's going to come up behind us if we let it go, is the annoying part here. And him, and they've both got below the hill before I could deal with them, which is sad. There goes one of the ones on the right. So we got 3 tanks progressing towards us in the field ahead. There's that panther as well. I don't want to worry too much about the panther, just because if I focus too much on a tank that's harder to kill, I'm basically wasting shots and not taking out the guns shooting at me, because any gun could kill me through the side, any gun could kill me through the rear. So the Super Cromwells are about as scary as the panthers in that respect, if not more, just because of their numbers. So we still got the guy, he's still over there on the left. Currently not able to flank, and then enemies coming up on the right hand side now. No idea where that shot's gone. That's unfortunate. He's coming up on the hill to my left. Maybe start reversing. Get a shot off on that Super Cromwell. That's a living tank on the left there, I think. Got 6 seconds until we can kill this tank that's right in front of us. But cresting this hill is going to be nerve-wracking at best. Got to get the gun up as quickly as possible, please, because any shots on my roof from that close will go through. Couldn't put too much armor there just to save on weight. And there is a panther getting real close now. No, that's a king tiger. That's even scarier. Damn, I really thought that was a panther, but evidently we've got bigger fish to fry. Never mind, the fish has been fried in a very explosive kind of way. Enough penetration just to go through the front of one of those. Is that tank over there alive? I can't tell. My gun is still elevating. No time to worry about it, I guess. Let's just move in. I think there's still a living tank over there. Let's take out this Super Cromwell in front. There we go. He's gone. That's dead. I think that might be the last tank over there, actually. And... oh! Oh my gosh! Finally! Okay. Well, this has been one of my longest recording sessions, just trying to take out this one scenario. So we're not going to do the second late war scenario right now. If you would like to see this tank take on Tiger, please let me know in the comments below, and I can probably make a second part to this tanks series. If you'd like me to see me do anything with this tank, in fact, you could leave me a message. Any suggestions for improvements. It's not the prettiest tank I've ever built, but I'm not too upset with it. And I think it captures the vibe of... I was basically going for a Japanese heavy tank. But, yeah. Wow. Okay, that was tough. So I will see you in the future. Goodbye.